Today I've got quite the interesting video because a lot of you guys really loved my review of the Beast Mini. And if you don't know, the Beast Mini is just a very nicely designed, very simple, powerful, small personal blender. I've actually done a review of the Beast Mini compared to its larger brother, now what's called the Beast Mighty. And they also have the Beast Ultra. So if you want a blender of any size and power, Beast has got you covered. So I was really surprised when out of nowhere, they dropped this, the Beast Go. Now, I've seen portable blenders before, but to be honest, I've never really understood why somebody would want a portable blender. I guess if you don't really have a lot of space or for whatever reason you need to blend on the go, that's a good option for you. But I was actually really surprised that Beast came out with this, especially because they have an affordable small blender already. So, of course I picked it up. I have got a full review for you guys. So if you're curious to see if the Beast Go stacks up to the Beast Mini, stick around. So when you buy the Beast Mini, you get two things. You get the portable battery blending base, and it charges with USB-C on the back. It comes with this cap, and then you've got the blade right there. And the blade is a little bit of a different design compared to the other Beast blenders, which I thought was kind of interesting because I assumed that the blending capabilities would be different. And then it also comes with a Beast container. And what's great about the Go is that if you have any of the Beast blenders, you can use the capsules that you already have with this, it will fit. But they give you a different container for this one as well, which just looks like the regular ones. But what's cool is that you can actually unscrew the lids from both ends. So that way you can actually use the vessel on the base of the Go, fill it up with whatever you want to blend, and then you can actually use a lid on top of that. And then you just have a portable water bottle that can blend basically. So the Beast Mini is $99 and the Beast Go is $99. So when I first saw this announced, I was very confused. I was like, why are we making a portable blender? I still don't really get the point. And in Beast marketing material, they show a couple of different things. They show people blending coffee, making pico at the park, blending baby food, mixing protein powder, and blending stuff at the gym. So even then, with the marketing material, I was kind of like, why would you do any of that? Because in every one of those examples, I could think of why it would actually be inconvenient to blend in person as opposed to blending ahead of time and then bringing your blender creation with you. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna go in with an open mind. I'm gonna do this for you guys. And I've been using the Beast Go for the last couple of weeks, and I've got some thoughts. So first up, let's talk about the power because it's good. It's shockingly good. I have blended a bunch of different things with the Mini and with the Go, and I have been really, really surprised to see that the Go in a lot of circumstances does almost as well as the Mini. And in the time that I've used it, I've only actually had to charge the Go once, and it's really great because it's got a waterproof cover on the back, and then it's got a USB-C port, which is just really convenient. Like, it's 2025, it should be USB-C. So in my testing, I have made smoothies, both thick and thin. I've made salad dressing, I've chopped nuts, and I've mixed protein powder or electrolyte powder into water. And I'm just gonna say this right up at the top. I still don't get why this device exists. Because at first I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Like, it blends well. Like, my smoothie was good, or the salad dressing actually blended perfectly. But then when I started to think about use cases, I was like, okay, if I'm going camping, I could see why this would be useful. But then you have to have things that are frozen so that you can blend. And then I thought about their use case of like, oh, you're camping and you want to grind coffee. Well, unless you are such a coffee snob, I really don't think that you need to grind coffee on the campsite. And then I thought about pico at the park, and it was kind of like, why are you doing pico at the park? Even with this different blade design, which I thought might be better for chopping, this is the Beast Mini, and all the other Beast blenders have a similar design to this. Neither one of these blades are good for chopping or food processing, and I honestly just wish instead of them making the Go, Beast would have made different attachments for different types of like mixing or chopping. The Mini does not do a good job at food processing, and neither does this. Being able to chop nuts, I would only do it if you are like desperate. And even when you go to grind coffee, you probably want like a much finer grind than what this portable blender is going to provide. So then I thought about like the baby food aspect. And that is honestly the one area where I think the Beast Go makes sense. If you're a parent and you need to mix up things for your children or make them softer, or maybe for an older adult, I could actually see why having a really portable device that you can use any of their blending capsules with makes a lot of sense, because you could easily prepare a bunch of different things in these containers and then have this somewhere where either you don't have access to power, or maybe a normal blender is just too cumbersome, or you don't have counter space. So like that use case I kind of get. And then I thought, oh, college students, this would be really useful. If you don't have access to power, being able to just have a battery powered blender might be really helpful. And then I thought travel, like this would be great if you go to a resort and you want to make little blended cocktails in your room. But then I hit a wall twice because it is a full blade. It is a full blender And you cannot take this on a plane because the blade you can't take in your check-on, and then the battery you can't put in your carry-on because you can't take the battery out, and you cannot put a battery underneath the plane. The travel idea went right out the window unless all you do is take road trips. Which then brought me to another use case of using it in mobile homes or RVs or for like camper vans. This actually makes a lot of sense. Like now I'm starting to understand, ooh, there might be a really good target market for this device. And the final one is mixing up protein powder or electrolyte powder, like after your workout or after your run. Now I did this, and in fact, I'm just gonna do this for you right now. Okay, let's just say you don't wanna like use your hand or shake a bottle or use a spoon, and you want to use the Beast Go to like blend up powder into a drink, like matcha, electrolyte, or protein. So I just filled this with water. I'm gonna put the electrolyte powder in there. Then I'm gonna attach the blender, and then you hold the button to turn it on. So you see this white light, and I can either pulse it, or I can press and hold and it'll go through a blending cycle. So once I let it run through the blending cycle, you just have to flip it over, unscrew it, and you'll notice one thing. Do you see how much air was just blended up into that water? And this is just with electrolyte powder. When I did this with my protein powder, it was so aerated and like whipped. It actually had foam that looked like a beer that was the entire container, and it pretty much never settled. It was always really foamy, which isn't the worst thing ever, but when it comes to like mixing something, having a shaker bottle or using a spoon probably just does a better job. I will say I needed water today, so this is helpful. So here's the thing. I have thought long and hard about why somebody would need this blender. And unless you know that you have to have a battery-powered blender, then this is a great battery-powered blender. It is a great ecosystem of a bunch of different containers from a reputable company. It is really high quality, the battery lasts a long time, and it's got a good amount of power. But if you are a person who just wants a small blender or wants a good blender, then you simply have to go for the Beast Mini or one of the other Beast blenders, or just another blender that is a plug-in full blender. And I say this because this morning specifically, I was making my smoothie and I actually used Greek yogurt this time, which makes it a little bit thicker. And this was the first time that the Beast Go actually wasn't really able to perform the same way that just my full plug-in blender performed. It was a little too thick for the blender, even though there was a lot of liquid. And so what was at the top of my container never actually got blended. And I actually put it on the Beast Mini and had the Beast Mini finish the job. Especially since these are the same price, especially since you can basically buy both for $100. Unless you really know you need a portable cordless blender, then I would just look elsewhere. I think that what they have done is a good job, but it is just too confusing. And it's not something I'm going to be keeping because with my other blender, I just kind of have no use for this. And please, Beast, come out with different blending attachments because I think that that would make all of your blenders so much more useful because I would love to turn this into a food processor, but I need a different blade to do that. Well, that's it. If you guys have any questions, as always, please leave them below. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to see you guys. I love getting to see comments from returning subscribers. It just makes this so fun. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.